What's up, everybody? This is the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 50. My name is Robbie.
And this is David.
And unfortunately, Omar is not here as he has other matters that he has to tend to, but he will be back by next week. So, for now, it's just me and David here.
Yes.
And, of course, we have timestamps as usual, so if you guys would like to skip ahead to any particular part that interests you, that might not interest you guys in the current space, you guys are free to do so. And without further ado, let's kick things off with Volume 8 of RWBY, Episode 13. And, man, so last episode, I was having a lot of fun with that one. All of us were having fun with that last week's episode. But this week's episode, man, I felt like everything got undone.
Yeah.
And
Arthur's plan.
If anything, Arthur got the last laugh, with this plan coming to fruition. Atlas is falling. Everything is chaos because Cinder comes in and, just messes everything up. And, of course, the big shocker is the fact that Yang, as Neapolitan was coming in to take out RWBY, Yang comes in and sacrifices herself, and she gets tossed into the void.
The void.
I can definitely say Omar would definitely not be happy.
Yeah, he's not happy about that for sure.
So in a sense, it's kind of a good thing he's not here. Oh man, but overall, this again, the way we see our shows is listed by order, obviously. So this one. Man, this one just did not sit well because it's just like you have that one glimmer of hope, and then all of a sudden, bam! Everything is just all gone. Everything's undone. On top of all that, General Ironwood gets up. He's going full on psychopath again. Kills Winter and Weiss's father.
I know, that was crazy.
Yeah, and then
I was like, I'll get you out. Bah! Takes him out right there. I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, and then the squad or whatever, they still want to get the payload over because it's like, oh, that's what
well, that's one of them.
Yeah, that's the crazy one, the psycho fast one.
Yeah.
That's yeah, overall this was a Debbie Downer episode for sure. I thought this was the last episode. I didn't know this was going to be like a continuous one more episode kind of deal. I thought everything was going to get resolved in this season or whatever, or for this season in this episode, but
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. We still got one more episode. I assume we have one more episode left. Don't hold us to that. But hopefully things turn out well for our heroes. We'll just say that much.
Yeah.
All right, now the next anime we're going to be talking about is Cells at Work, Code Black, episode 13, the final episode, the legit final episode of this season for the show. Yes, so we didn't exactly get the ending that me and Omar were thinking was going to happen, where the body was going to die. Things did turn out dire, but of course fate finds its way, and I think it kind of proves that this guy, the body that the cells in here inhabit and everything, they have really good insurance, because with every single problem that has occurred so far, this guy has been pretty much been able to recover. Especially with the heart attack, and it was pretty emotional though for the first half. They got us real good with that because it's like, man, things were turning out dire. Red blood cell, obviously no, don't give up, we're gonna do this, and things just look dire, but then of course miraculously everything just turned out real well. And I guess for me, I would have thought that, man, because I would have been fine if everybody died. If the body itself died, because then we would have seen the process of the cells, seeing what they were gonna do afterward. Because there's nothing else left, but there are a few functions that the body does have after death. So,
and, continuing that in general would be once he comes back and stuff. This episode didn't feel as long as much.
No,
because it was gonna end already.
Yeah.
So the whole ordeal was pretty much the body actually got better after after the heart attack.
Yeah, that one was actually really refreshing to see. Like, this was like the heart attack itself was a really big wake up call for the body to actually go in, put that effort, exercise, and actually get things back on track. And it felt really nice in that quote unquote final scene.
Yeah, because
where
I feel this is helpful for like people that are smokers and drinkers.
Yeah,
like abusive to both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And this actually this is a wake-up call in general.
Mm-hmm.
So you could die from this in general,
Yeah, from a really sedentary, a really bad lifestyle. So just be sure to take care of yourself.
So this guy ended up getting better, but at the end, our cells are 3 cells. Yeah, 3 cells that we know.
Yeah,
get sucked out of that body.
They get isekai to another world, and by world I mean another body.
Yeah, so I guess they take blood out of this guy's body and ends up going on the other body.
On another body that is even more code black than the original. So yeah, blood donations.
That made it really interesting now.
Yep, that's the power of blood donations, and
who knows if this body might end.
Yeah,
because this one looked pretty horrible.
Yeah, so this is obviously set up for season 2, to see kind of like where this is gonna go. Oh, and I guess the 3 cells that got sucked up are our main red blood cell, the
white blood cell,
main white blood cell, and then of course the new recruit, the Kohai. So yeah, things don't look too good, and above all else, we don't know exactly what's gonna happen. Season 2 is I guess whenever they announce it, I guess is on the horizon, or I guess on the works. But with that being said, that's it for Cells That Work Code Black. And now we move on to our ratings. Yeah. What we thought of overall and kind of what our score is. I like this. I like the Cells at Work overall. I like the. This doesn't necessarily need you to follow what the original Cells at Work was like. You just go based off of this show alone to kind of get a good understanding as to how the human body works. But just of course in that much more gruesome, more grueling kind of scenario.
To go with what you said too, like this one. Well, this season versus the other season,
right?
This one had less to do with germs and more to do with viruses.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
the other one's more germ-like kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think a few episodes ago, like one of the cells or one of the characters, they did mention that more, like, even without the fact that they have to fight off germs and everything, the more deadliest part of their day-to-day life is the body itself.
Yeah.
The body is literally fighting them in a sense, because the guy's not taking care of himself. He's drinking too much, he's smoking, he's not in shape. All of that overeating, all of that put together is, putting the body at risk, body in, pure self-harm. So with that being said, I like the characters a lot. I like the environment. I think comparing itself to Cells at Work Season 2, like, with the original Cells at Work, is it's not really fair to that one, because that story is like is different. Like, it has the same anthropomorphic kind of like cells and everything. It's done by the same creator, but it is a different scenario and it is a different story that's being told. With that being said, I want to give my rating a good 7 out of 10. I feel like this show is really well made, and it really does give you like a good wake up call to, in case you're in this kind of similar circumstance, to go out and actually be active. So in a sense, it could also work as a really good PSA, and I feel like that's a good way to put it. That's a good way to just kind of inform people, while also giving them kind of light scares at the same time. It's just like, hey, don't do all this bad stuff to yourself. Go out and actually help yourself
and check yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. That's all I got to say about it.
For me, I enjoyed this season of Code Black. It was really interesting and different from the other one, of course.
Mm-hmm.
This one had more focus on the characters themselves. They were fighting their inner demons in a way, because sometimes they would give up, sometimes they fight, sometimes they get let down. There was so many emotional things that this anime in general had different from the other one. This one had more into like what's gonna happen the next day, or what's gonna happen this day. Are we gonna survive? You know, I always felt sorry for the main character.
Oh yeah.
And he finally rose up from his grave in a way, and he managed to continue fighting, and that's what I liked about this one. There was a lot of you get to know the other parts of the body, because I don't think I remember the stomach on the original one, right?
No, I don't think they ever. No, I don't remember if they went up to the stomach.
Yeah, so we get a adventure in different areas, even the private areas too.
Yeah.
I didn't picture going there at all, but we went to those places.
Yeah.
But we were learning while we were watching, I guess. But yeah, the characters themselves, I enjoyed all of them, even the bad ones too. The bad cells, the other, yeah, they were. It was a great show. I give it an 8.
Nice.
Solid 8. I really enjoyed the show for what it was. Hopefully there's a second season, and it feels like it's a second season coming.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to there being a second season for this show. I'm also hoping that when that second season does come out, that it's not going to be as short as the original Cells at Work second season. I hope that it is like an actual legit 13 episode kind of show as well. Yeah, so that's all we got to say about Cells at Work Code Black. Be sure to check it out if that suits your guys' fancy. And with that, we move on to our next anime. Supposed Kid from the Last Dungeon Boonies moves to a starter town, episode 11. And this episode is, again, it's the 11th episode of the show, so we're going to need some major conflict. So...
I think it took this episode a little bit too serious.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, it wasn't. This is probably one of the weaker episodes for sure. This is obviously, in a sense, it's a setup for what's to come in that final episode. So they're just kind of giving us like setup, putting our main characters in a more vulnerable, dangerous spot than what we're used to. Lloyd is taken out of the picture.
That was weird too. The whole like, oh, she ended up taking her powers, so she ended up being weak. The chief.
Oh yeah. Well, because they established a few episodes ago that if they killed a snake, then she was going to be weak. But it didn't happen because the belt was still around.
Yeah, and then of course she ends up capturing the snake.
Yeah.
In a pokeball.
It was basically a pokeball, and like I think what was more funnier, like the funniest joke in this episode so far, or that we saw, was the whole thing where she brought up a kitchen and she was making roasted pork out of the belt to kind of like help revive it, but it was a trap. It was a trap in order to actually trap the belt in there.
There was a lot of traps in this.
There was,
this episode, and I was like, I get it.
It's set up. Yeah. It's set up for the most part.
But it was kind of dumb way to set up the traps or the characters. They're like, oh really? Oh, well, I guess we're leaving this town.
Yeah, and like to make matters worse, it didn't really like lead anywhere. It's not like anybody's captured, and even like the village chief, he gets rescued by Lloyd, and so Lloyd basically just has to go on foot back to his home basically. So it's not really like a bad kind of. I mean, it is bad. Like the situation and scenario is bad, but it's not like, oh, this is the end of the world kind of thing yet. So we'll just have to figure out what's going to happen next episode. We don't have much else to talk about this episode because there's not really much else that really important that happened that really stuck with me.
And then it was, I thought it was funny with the two guys.
Mm-hmm.
The villains that were sitting next to the king.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah. They're just kind of like sitting down there, and also the fact that like the dwarf, huge. The fact that she's the bad guy actually.
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of expected that because she didn't look all that there. Like she was just kind of like, oh, I have this high and mighty kind of attitude sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of weird that she kind of came out of nowhere. So it felt like they put importance on her a little too much, especially towards this part of the show. It's like, yeah, you know what, whatever. She's the main bad guy, or she's one of the main bad guys now.
Hopefully,
yeah.
We'll see what happens next episode.
We'll see what happens. I think it's the last episode for that anime
so.
for
I'm not
next
sure.
week. So we'll be able to assess the whole situation from there. But other than that, this is just an okay kind of episode. There's not really much else. All right, next anime we're going to be talking about is Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation, episode 10. This one's really cool. I really like the world building in this anime. It just because, like, again, for a good first half of the anime, we were just settled on Rudy's life, and now we're finally going more deep into the more different continents and territories and stuff that we didn't get to see at all in the show. And I like all of what's going on in this episode, but if I had one criticism, it's that there's only one more episode left. This is another 11 episode anime, and I don't know where it's gonna go. Like, like we have one more episode left, but like this feels like season 2 material. Like we're just kind of peeking into what a season 2 of the show is gonna look like.
To me, the episode was kind of bleh. Not a lot.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, but it's like it feels like we should continue the show, like how you're saying right now.
Right.
You
right.
know, like don't stop now.
Uh-huh.
Like, this is a bad place to stop.
Yeah, because this again, like there is like one more episode for the season.
Like if anything, the last episode should have been when they got zapped.
Yeah, that would have been like a perfect place to just kind of end the season.
Yeah.
Maybe like have a couple more like episodes or chapters or whatever, in between there, and then end it off when they got zapped, and then that would have rose more tension as to kind of like where they'd be.
And right now they're just traveling, or they're not traveling. They're they finished traveling, and now they need to earn money.
They need to earn money so that way they have enough to go back to their continent, and that's why Ryujerd is helping out because he doesn't want to help kids. I mean, again, that's my main criticism, is just kind of like where the story is going to be cut off. But the episode itself was actually pretty solid. I like the fact that we get to look into to Ryujerd's morality and how different it is from compared to what Rudy is used to. Because again, this is another
evil's evil, man.
No, again, evil is evil. These are villains that are capturing like just beasts or whatever.
That was crazy when he slashes the guy's head off.
Yeah, because it's like, the dude, like, he kicked Rudy, I get it, but like, man, that was brutal. That was pure savage. And I think like more so than that, it was the fact that Eris,
I think that was my favorite part.
Oh yeah, definitely. And the fact that like Eris didn't like, it really does show how different this world is compared to what Rudy's used to. Fact that
his life in general before getting isekai, he was just he was in his room all the time.
He was in his room all the time. Yeah,
so he doesn't witness death.
No,
like they do. In a fantasy world, I guess.
Yeah, hey, but speaking of Rudy's previous life, we saw Man God again, though.
Yeah.
I love Man God because of how animated he is, but I think it's his animation style that I think kind of like, that kind of throws you off, huh, David? Because you don't like him much.
Yeah, to me, I like more serious gods than anything.
Yeah, this God's, he's a character. He's a little bit of a character. But I do like the fact that he kind of comes in to kind of give Rudy more context as to kind of like what his whole purpose or why he's even reincarnated in the first place is. Because before that, he didn't have any context as to why he was here or like what he's supposed to do. But yeah, I mean, overall, I like this episode. It was just the fact that we just have one more episode left. We're more sad than anything. I feel that it's just gonna end off like in one episode. I know it's coming back in July, but man, I wish this train could still keep going. We'll see. One more episode. We'll see where it ends off at.
Yep.
All right. The next show we're gonna be talking about is Horimiya, episode 11. And this one is another episode where it kind of centers on a different character, and this one is our comedic character.
First, it starts off with all of them.
Oh yeah, it was like a boys only kind of episode, because it was like Miyamura, Yanagi, Toru, all of them. They were just kind of like being all buddy. But and the fact that Yanagi is, I guess they're now friends with. I guess he's now friends with Miyamura, which is always nice to see that Miyamura is getting more comfortable with people, getting more friends and stuff at his side.
Yeah,
it's really nice. But we quickly move on to our main focus of the story, of this episode's story, which is of course our comedy character, Iueda. We're gonna put the name on the screen in case we're butchering it or whatever. But yeah, he is our green-haired guy. Yeah, our green-haired comedy relief guy is our main focus of the story, and I like the little romance, or like the little, not romance, but just kind of like the interactions between him and Sawada, the girl character that we thought was actually Miyamura's sister. She comes back in this episode.
The sister that looks like
the sister, kind of sort of look alike. Yeah. And she comes back, and it's that their interaction was just adorable, because he gets sick. She previously in a scene previously, she was like, don't yell, I find you annoying. And she genuinely thought that the reason why he kept quiet while he was helping her was because, he listened to me. He's like, he wants to not be annoying.
It's funny that the green hair chick also says, "Damn, you are."
Sakura,
yeah, you are annoying. But other than that, after that, we get the sister, the green hair sister. What's the green hair sister's name?
Green hair sister is, hold on, I wrote this down. It is Moto.
And that was a bigger part of the story.
Yes,
to him.
And it was really weird too, because like when they showed the flashback, they was all grayscale too. I thought the flashback was of him when he was like younger, and then I realized, wait a minute, it's why is he wearing a girl's school uniform? Like that really threw me off. And then that's when
I was like, wait, that's not, no. When you said that, I was like, no, that's the sister.
No, it sucks too, because they both have the same hair length.
I know. Yeah, they literally say it too.
Yeah.
No, not Hori. Hori?
Yeah, Hori. Yeah.
Hori says it too, as well.
It's like, oh, you look a lot like your brother. And I like the fact that she says like, oh, I guess that makes sense. We are both reserved. It's like, yeah, you guys are both totally reserved. But that was really cute. I mean, like this anime in general, it just melts your heart, and whatever character they throw at you, like this anime, it doesn't, even though it has a cast of characters and like you can call them side characters, whatever, they all get their own their own spotlight, and I like that. I like that a lot about this anime.
They got a time to show off,
to show off and develop, and it's not just all centered around our two main characters or whatever. It's about everybody.
They pop in once in a while, but that's good too.
Exactly.
We got to learn about them earlier, so now we're just getting introduced with more.
Yeah, and it feels natural, because when it comes to like a romantic or just everyday life situation, it's not just about whatever your two main characters are. It's about like the whole community. It's all about the other people. So I'm really glad that we're getting this stuff with this show, and I can't wait to see more. Again, also gonna be really sad when this anime ends. All right, next anime we're gonna be talking about is Wonder Egg Priority episode 10. This one was heavy. Really heavy. This one was focused on Momo, and I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this episode, but man, I felt it was sad. It was super sad and just depressing to watch. Because this episode, for the most part, it does center on Momo's gender and the fact that like she wants to be seen as who she is as a girl, but everybody just keeps mistaking her as a guy. And I felt bad for her, you know, getting on a date with this dude, like a follower that she thought was really nice, and you know, so on and so forth. But then he rejects her because he thought that he was a dude, and I was just like, oh no, why? That's like the worst in public. Oh, that was awful. I felt really bad, and then like even the fight itself that she was, because this is with this egg that pops out. It's really heavy stuff. It's about a girl who identifies as a boy who was sexually assaulted by her kendo teacher and gets pregnated by him, and it's it is some heavy stuff. And thankfully, of course, Momo still wins. Momo still wins out in the end. And even the boy
kind of wins.
Yeah, they win.
Yeah.
You know, she accepts him as who he identifies as and everything, and all is well. And even it's so well to the point where Haruka, the girl that Momo's been fighting for all this time, comes back to life, but the cost.
Yeah, this is where the kind of comes in.
Because the crocodile buddy that's been helping out Momo all this time, he dies because
I was kind of confused on that. So did she come back or no? She didn't, right?
That's kind of hard to tell because the thing is that this is a parallel world, so I guess we'll have to wait till the next episode to actually see what happens. But for the most part, it's
because at first she broke out of the concrete kind of thing. She looked normal. She kissed her and then disappeared.
Yeah.
And then she came back through an alley, and then I'm like, wait, what? But her head was literally like a cocoon kind of thing.
Right.
And it turns into a butterfly.
Yeah.
And he kills the crocodile there. I'm like,
yeah,
no!
he kills the crocodile buddy, and then like, and then the savagery, like she takes out like chunks of the crocodile buddy, and then starts eating it, and then takes a chunk out of it to force feed it to Momo, and I'm just like, oh my god, that is awful.
I felt sorry for her.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is like pure trauma right there. So in a sense, it's kind of like a monkey's paw situation where it's like Momo was able to succeed in what she's been trying to do. She was the first person to succeed in doing that, but at what cost, basically? Like her sanity is basically all gone. And then
when she was at home, she started eating the chicken, and it just reminded her about what she ate.
Yeah.
She puked it all up.
Yep. And then of course there was also the B storyline with I and the teacher. And yeah, like I don't know if we said this before, but the teacher has a lot of like creepy vibes going on with him. The painting, he was finally able to show off the painting and everything, and it turns out it was actually a grown-up version of I, who he compliments on her because he's like, oh, I love your mom, and you know, I can imagine when you grow up you're gonna be just like your mom, and everything is like, oh my god, this is really weird.
Yeah, the way
weird territory.
The way he phrased it was really weird.
Very, very much so, yeah. So I don't know where they're gonna be going with that. Like this anime, it's a lot of positive messages, a lot of positive bundles of energy, but there's a lot of like creepy, dark undertones and everything. And I love this anime a lot, honestly. This is definitely really high up there. But man, I got a lot of like Madoka Magica vibes with it, which is a good thing, of course. And I don't know where it's gonna go, but hey, I'm in it for the ride. I just hope our characters make it out okay. I love them so much at this point, and I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
All
right. Next anime we're gonna be talking about is Promised Neverland Season 2, Episode 10, and boy oh boy, this reminds me All right, so this reminds me of that one episode of Last Dungeon Boonies where they were just kind of going rapid fire, and we were kind of saying that like, oh man, this is a little bit too fast. Well, imagine taking that episode and then like going times 5 with that, and then you get this episode of Promised Neverland, and oh my god, like every single scene that happens in this anime feels like a few chapters just all crammed in at once. Cause it turns out like the Stitches guy on his head, he's not a real double agent at all. You know, he's actually a good guy. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of build up to that to say, hey, this guy, cool, he's on our side. I was like,
yeah, because that was literally
he looked evil in the end of it. He was talking to the villain, of course.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay, so he's a bad guy. But then right off the bat in the beginning, he was just a double agent in a way.
Yeah, like he was actually not betraying them. Norman was right there. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. And then it turns out that okay, we have the go too. We can sacrifice all the other kids and stuff. You know, they're ready. Phil's obviously, he knows what's going on. And then balloons, you know, the attack happens. Cool. Balloons are set forth, but it turns out...
How are these plans done? They barely told us like a little bit of it, and then that was it. We didn't see them.
We saw a little bit preparation. Like, we saw them like moving some rope around. But then, yeah, the balloons are up. They shoot the monsters, the demons shoot down the balloon. And it throws the whole forest on fire, like.
Yeah, I guess it was so it could surprise us and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't feel no surprise.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this kind of thing like a million times before, so it's like, you know, we kind of guessed that they were gonna do something like that.
Yeah.
And then a few of the kids, they disguise themselves as like one of them, and they're like, "Hey, Emma's here. Come on. It's just like tag. We can run just like in tag."
Yeah, so what I thought it was the babies who grew up, I guess. I don't know
guess
how much
so,
of
yeah.
a time skip it is, but
I can't imagine it being that long
year?
because it's like, I mean, no, because like babies, those babies were like in literal cribs, you know. They were at most they would probably be able to like walk around and stuff, but they weren't like, they'd be toddlers really at this point. I don't know, really. I mean, like, I guess, I don't know. I guess we assume that, like, the babies are, like, kind of grown up in a way, so that way they're able to walk around, but that's just our speculation. They don't really elaborate on it, so we're just kind of putting in more thoughts and efforts into kind of figuring it out, yeah.
Because, you know, we knew that Phil was back there. Of course, we got Phil back. But then we saw these the other kids, and we're like, where's the babies?
Yeah, I mean, like, we just have to accept that, okay, we're not gonna get the whole, like, information and context behind as to what everything is going on, so we're just kind of filling it in the blanks.
Yeah, this is just, like, my thoughts since I don't read the manga.
Yeah, neither have I with this one.
So that's why these questions come up in my head, and I'm like, okay. And then the whole scene, of course, when they're trying to escape, and guess what? They're trapped.
They're trapped because Grandma Isabella is actually was able to find out where they were. But guess what?
Somewhat double agent.
Isabella was actually in the good guy side, and then they turned their guns on Peter Ratri, aka Vexen, and. But guess what? Vexen was able to get reinforcements on his side, and they're coming right now. But
apparently the old 5,000-year-old guy, whatever his name was,
Ilik, I think.
Ilik had a posse coming to save the day.
Who are they? They're actually the village.
Yeah, I was surprised on that too. I was like, wait, who invited them? Or who told them to come? I don't remember.
Oh, they sent out Facebook invites. Don't worry, they would have accepted it.
Yeah, so all of this was happening so quick.
Yeah, literally every single scene. Like, if you blink, you're probably gonna miss like a good important scene, because it's all happening all at once. They want to end this show, damn it. They're going to get it.
Yeah,
They're going to get the ending.
I felt like it's a little bit too rushed.
It is very, very much so rushed. And there's but 2 more episodes. Who knows where this is going to go? I don't know. But I guess we're going to find out real soon. So far, everything's going really well and dandy. And hey, I mean, even Emma was, through the power of friendship, is trying to get Vexen to join them. So
And that's how it ends.
that's how it ends. So what a great episode. At least for our main characters, because they were able to plan things out and everything.
I kind of like how Mom ended up joining him.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I just wish
like
there
when
was.
she put the smile at the end.
Yeah, I just wish there was more time to actually
Like care more.
more. I feel like everything's just going so fast.
The only thing that was I got happy is Phil's back. I was like, yeah,
oh yeah, Phil
I
Phil
thought
is
Phil
back.
was gonna die.
Yeah, Phil was a great character in the last season, so I'm glad that we get to actually focus on him more.
He was other than Norman, he was another one that had to sacrifice himself.
Oh yeah, basically.
That's what's cool.
Yeah.
It was funny when he got his reunion with the
with Emma and everybody. Yeah,
everyone
that was really
else.
cool.
I like that too.
Yeah. But well, we move on to our next anime, High Rise Invasion, episode 4. And this episode was really cool. I like this. I think this one is probably one of my favorite episodes so far. This one was the villain in this one was really cool. The chef mask. I thought he was quite a character. He was very animated, despite the fact that this show is not as animated as we thought it would be. But I think the characters kind of make up for a lot of it, though. And I also like the what was the girl's name? The angel. Well, anyway, I'll put the name on the screen. But basically, her relationship with the sniper mask is also really cool. You can kind of feel the fact that the sniper mask is kind of moving more towards like the an anti-hero kind of role, which is really nice. And yeah, all around, like their development with the characters and everything is moving along real nicely. I like the fact that Yuri is a lot more she's a lot more proactive and gung-ho. She not in the same way as her brother is, but Yuri is still putting in like work, and Nisei is at first she was just kind of like, what am I even living for and everything, but then she kind of finds her own resolve and actually gets stuff done. Both in this fight and also in the later one. And I was also kind of like found it really interesting that they split the it felt like they split the episode in kind of like 2 major battles in a sense. Because the first one was the chef, and that got resolved by like the halfway point of the episode, and the second half was Yuri and Nisei finding a group that was supposed to basically help other survivors and help become God in a sense, but turns out it was a trap because it's actually a bunch of bad guys that not really that they have masks or anything, but they're like, man, we're gonna test this mask on whoever and see if an angel can come out, and you're gonna be our guinea pig. But they get beaten down real quick by the really cool masked guy, Rider Mask. I like how he just punches their heads off too. Like, damn. And then, of course, Nisei puts on the mask, and turns out she's an angel. So she's in the same boat as the other girl is, which is really cool. So, hey, maybe now the masks aren't going to... they're not going to be terrorizing... they're not going to be terrorizing these, Nisei at least anymore. So that's really cool. Overall, I like I said, I like this episode. I thought it had a nice balance of tension and drama. I wish we got a little bit more with like the action scenes and stuff, but I liked it overall. Thought it was really cool, but we'll see what happens in the next episode. Still got way more for this anime, so we'll see.
Yes.
All right, next anime we're gonna be talking about is SK8 the Infinity, episode 10, and Reki is back, baby.
In the beginning, he wasn't.
In the beginning, he wasn't, because he was about to ride skateboarding off entirely until he almost got isekai'd, and by that, almost got ran over by a car.
Yeah.
It's so weird because like the whole thing that the whole spat he had with the secretary and him was like really weird. He was basically, in a sense, it kind of felt like he was using reverse psychology because the secretary was like, give up skateboarding. Skateboarding is dumb.
I don't think he was intentionally trying to do that.
He wasn't.
He was literally saying that.
Because the thing is that like he doesn't want anything to do with skateboarding due to his own personal reasons with Adam.
Yeah, so
and because of that,
both of them had issues with their specific person.
Yes,
in a way.
And because of that, he was like, "No, Rick, you should just give up skateboarding. It's not you don't make money off of it. You get into accidents way more." And it's just dumb, basically.
There's other, what did he say?
There's other sports.
Yeah,
there are other sports and activities that you can get into. But Ricky realizes that, wait, it's all just a matter of fun. It's not about being the number one, being the number one skateboarder.
Fun!
Like no one ever was. It's about having fun.
Fun.
It sucks for the whole episode was beating up on Reki too, because he gets beaten up by a gang of like losers or whatever that wanted him in his team, but he gets beaten up by them, and then
it was pretty much depression for both of the characters.
Oh yeah,
they were sad.
Yeah,
one was missing the other at that point,
and I felt bad for Shadow because like Shadow literally gets knocked out.
Like he protects his girl though.
He does, yeah. He becomes a hero.
Mad respect.
Yeah, he becomes a hero. Like I really hope that he gets with her. That he gets with her in the end. Yeah. Not a lot of Adam, but like at the same time, it's like, man, you can definitely tell that with the next episode that they're setting up that like Reki's probably gonna end up being the damsel in distress, because in the end of the episode,
he's gonna be taken.
He's gonna be taken. Like Reki does come up and he does get knocked back into his senses. But
it was weird because Adam was just droning him.
Yeah, like he literally sets up a drone to stalk on Langa and Reki, and he's like, "Oh, like, this guy's gotta go. Langa's gotta look at me.
He's gotta look at me, only me."
Yep. So it looks like something like that is probably gonna happen again. Seeing that he got Shadow eliminated, who knows what other kind of tricks he's got up his sleeve. With Adam, anything can happen. Anything.
Yep.
Alright, the next anime we're going to be talking about is Dragon Quest Dai's Adventure episode 24.
This one was hype.
I called it.
I know. This one was a fun episode.
It was super fun. We actually got to learn more about Dai's backstory.
Yes, finally. We got something for him.
And it turns out that Baran is the father. Oh my goodness. I called it from last week's episode. I'm so glad that we got conclusion with that, because I was like, okay, are they gonna say it? Yeah,
to me, I thought it was someone related. He was someone related to him, but you were saying that it was the dad.
I thought it was the dad, and it turns out that's true. And we even find out Dai's real name that he was born with, his Kakarot-like name. It's Dino.
Dino.
Yeah.
Dino from the Flintstones?
Yeah, from the Flintstones. That's what I thought too. Thankfully, real quick, he's like, "No, my name is Dai." And even Baran was like, "Okay, I'll just call you by your human name, Dai."
It was kind of awesome that we saw Dai's mom as well too.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of Dai's mom, and they never really explained as to what happened with Dai's mom, but I guess we could assume that she died.
Yeah, she died.
So
I think so.
Yeah, that's our logical guess. But for the most part, it's all about Dai Pop not being super useful.
Oh, his dad is powerful though.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, man.
Yeah, like
Woo.
he uses that. Yeah, he uses the dunk or the gravity spell.
Yeah, he told him he told Dai, I was like, hey man, you can't be on your full your best until you're grown up. I was like, damn, I'm gonna show you how to use the power, how I use the power.
Yeah, and then like halfway through, Crocodile even shows up, and
Dai was terrified.
Yeah. Dai literally gets his armor just destroyed out of him, and then just gets knocked into the water.
Out. Yeah, he was knocked out.
Yeah. Hey, but at least it shows that Dai's true to his principles. He's not about to give in to the forces of evil. He's not going to join his father.
I like that his little saying, man. He doesn't care what Dai is. Dai is his friend, you know.
Exactly.
He's his best buddy, you know.
Mm-hmm. Racism ended.
He does anything for him, so
Yeah.
that's why he fights for him, even though he's his actions aren't that strong.
No,
but at least his words are good enough.
His
man.
words are good enough, and that just shows how much growth Pop has had over the past episodes. Like Pop originally started off as just kind of like this kid that didn't really care about magic that much. He's Avon's disciple, you know, but yeah, he's really turning out like a really, like, you know, a lot of character growth in general. Like, you really see like how much he's grown and everything. But yeah, you know, things are looking pretty dire for Dai. You know, he's still stuck in that lake, and Crocodile, like Baron is just in a whole new league.
Yeah,
like,
is Crocodile gonna die?
Who knows? Probably not. But I mean, hey, his speech though, that was really powerful.
Oh yeah.
His speech in regards to like his faith and all that stuff. He says that, hey, I was ready to die for King Varn, but now I changed sides and I realized that compassion is the true way to go. The sun is bright. You know, you can't live without the sun. That was really powerful.
That was a good. His good quotes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those quotes are not quotes, but the speech he was saying, it feels like he's gonna die.
It does feel like it, but who knows? Like,
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. We still got episodes left for this show, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. All right, next anime we're going to be talking about is Jujutsu Kaisen, episode 23. This one is the Fushiguro episode.
Yeah.
It feels so nice just seeing our boy just like getting more growth and just depth in general. We get way more elaboration on what Fushiguro was. Like, we saw his middle school, yeah, but this time we get to actually see like flashbacks of like what he was like in middle school, as well as his sister too.
Yeah, this was a lot of inner thoughts in him too.
Yeah.
Like he pushed himself too much, but that's the thing, he needed to push himself. Goro himself told him like, hey man, no one else is gonna push you as much as you do.
Yeah,
that's where I got
this solidifies him as like the Sasuke of this show, like in a good way. Because he is, in a sense, a lot similar to Yuji in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because even the demon that's inside
Sukune, yeah.
Sukune even told him a while ago.
Acknowledges
he remembered
him,
it.
yeah.
It's like, you're pretty strong. You're kind of not using your powers, you know, in like now, you know.
Your full potential.
Your full potential.
And like when that similar demon showed up and he uses his domain expansion, oh my god, his face.
Oh yeah.
The faces he's making.
This show is amazing whenever fighting scenes come in.
Oh my goodness. This anime just hands down wins like best animation for fights. Like, it's just so satisfying
and story
to see.
too, of course.
Oh yeah, the story. That's the thing. Like, this anime, like compared to like something like God of High School, has like really flashy like animation and stuff for fights, but this one has the fight animation going for it, as well as the story to back it up. And the comedy, yeah. Oh, the comedy is just high up there.
It knows when to pop out and pop in, you know.
Oh yeah, especially with the flashback when like Gojo first like found him. That kind of gets me to think, like, how old is Gojo? All this time I thought he was like in his early 20s, but like That would be impossible if he first found Fushiguro at like age 6, you know.
It's funny to know that Gojo still wears his uniform even though he's a sensei.
Yeah, that is true. Oh my god.
Well, everyone has their actual outfit. He's just wearing his school outfit.
Yeah, I want to imagine that Gojo's probably like really really old, but like his curse abilities is probably what's keeping him look really young.
His age, just
yeah.
He's a vampire.
No, he's the male version of Tsunade.
Oh damn! Wow.
Hide his age.
That was funny too, where when Yuji, that's his name, right?
Yeah, Yuji.
When he pops out of the hole, that was hilarious. And then he looks at the bag. He's like, ah! Both
yeah.
the demon too.
I was getting a lot of like JoJo vibes with Cheap Trick, with the fact that like, oh, don't look at my back, don't look at my back.
Yeah. That's what I got too.
Yeah.
even the character himself looked like a JoJo character.
Yeah, he looked like a part 2 character or something. Yeah, like a Pillar Man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I feel like the next episode is definitely gonna show us that fight. But for this one, this is all Fushiguro, and even when he beat him,
beat up.
Yeah, like even when he beat that demon though, like when he was about to pass out, like even Sukuna was like, "Whoa, yeah, I felt that."
I guess some type of vibration, and they felt the power, the power source come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't wait for the next episode, man.
Same here. Like this. Ooh. This anime.
I don't want.
Whenever this comes out, I'm
finish,
just like, oh my god.
I don't want to finish.
I know.
Why? Why can't this be a longer season?
I know. And I'm just also sad that Omar wasn't here to see this beat down. We'll see though. We still got Yuji and Nobara's whole fight, so we'll see.
Nope.
All right, so no new Attack on Titan actually. Nope. Due to the earthquake event that happened the day this anime came out, they actually had to cut the episode off from the halfway point. So next week we're actually going to be getting 2 new episodes of Attack on Titan. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our actual next and last anime of this week, Dr. Stone Season 2 Stone Wars Episode 10. I like this episode. I like the fact that we got to see Tsukasa's sister come back.
And then Tsukasa becomes a really good guy.
Yeah, he becomes a good guy because this was what he was working toward, was for a beautiful world with his sister.
But then he gave up on that, and he just wants to protect his sister.
Yes, while also having Senku's side. Well, not entirely at first. I mean, kind of, sort of.
Until the sister actually,
Yeah, when Hyoga came, and he was like, because it turns out Hyoga's actually the true villain. Oh man, we got another villain exposure.
No, he's not. For me, he does not feel like a villain.
No, but don't you see though? This guy, he was like, he comes back. He's like, oh, I'm the what was the thing that he wanted? Because okay, so I'll argue that Tsukasa's thing makes sense because he's like, I don't want the world to just kind of end up what it was before. He doesn't want the
old world to come back.
He doesn't want the old world to come back. He wants a new world where like the young people kind of take control of it, which is understandable. But Hyoga is just pure like cartoon villain. It's like, I want to revive the elite, people that matter. And I'm just like, really, man? We're really doing this here?
Yeah, because apparently everyone that was in his little village thingy were all buffoons and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I think he might have thought of that plan like after he saw Tsukasa reviving those gorilla people.
Yeah. So that's why. But still, to me, I found they're two villainous kind of things.
Yeah.
They were like whatevers. They weren't like evil. You get me?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that Tsukasa makes it out okay because like he's a great ally for Senku to have, but it just sucks that he didn't get to be like that all that much because he takes a good stab to the lung.
Yeah, you gotta puncture a wound to the heart. I mean, to the heart, to the lung.
To the lung, yeah.
To the
So
lung, yeah.
who knows how
He's
that's
fine.
gonna.
He's fine.
I'm hoping so. I mean, Tsukasa. I like Tsukasa actually.
No, I think Senku has the ability to help.
Yeah. That was really fun to see though when Senku was able to electrocute Hyoga though. That was
Oh, the taser.
yeah, with the taser. That was really satisfying to see.
Oh.
His eyes though when he was like, "Oh my God, no, you can't."
That was a weird thing, I guess, because he could have just let go of the damn spear.
No, man, that's his extension of himself.
Jeez.
To let go of the spear is to let go
See,
of yourself.
That's why I said it's dumb.
Yeah, this
That was
episode.
dumb.
Yeah, this episode again, like we got rid of Tsukasa. You know, Tsukasa joined us. Where do we go from there? That's kind of like the thing that they want to like
so
point
I
out
guess
to us.
we got 3 people that escape in a way.
Yeah, we have Senku, Tsukasa, and Hyoga.
No, the other 2.
Oh,
Pink,
yeah.
Pink girl and the prison dude.
Yeah.
I mean, police officer guy.
Yeah.
Or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And then it was, Mr. Spear dude.
Yeah, so those guys are still not in Team Science Kingdom yet. So
We'll see what happens.
we'll see what happens. Again, I like this anime a lot, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, and at that, we're all done with our anime, and now we move on to news. Mostly all game news, and also one bit of movie stuff that we want to talk about.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to it. First off, we want to talk about is, of course, Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, the HD remaster. So as you guys know, the remaster came out earlier last year, or late, around December or so last year in Japan.
Yeah, you talked about it.
We did, yeah. And but we finally have a release date for the English release, and it's coming out in May 25th in the West.
Yes.
And we also have updates on what platforms it's coming out, because originally the game only came out on Switch and PS4, but they also added in the Steam version as well. So we're also going to be getting this game on Steam, as well as along with the Steam version, we also have access to either getting the regular edition or the deluxe edition. I think the regular edition is selling for $49.99, and the deluxe edition is selling for $69.99. That comes with all the DLC, all of that, and possibly like a digital art book as well, I think. And then also access to playing the game 4 days early from the actual release date. So it would technically, if you get the deluxe edition, you technically get to play the game on May 21st.
Did not know that.
Yeah. I'm a little more excited about this game, simply because they apparently added in updates on the Japanese version. Quality of life updates that obviously should have been in the original version to begin with. A lot of these include, the one that I remember the most, that is the most important to me, is the fact that fusions, you could actually be able to select skills. Because originally, in the original version of Nocturne and like older Shin Megami Tensei games in general, fusion, inherited skills, you couldn't be able to choose them in the original version.
So do you think they're gonna implement the update?
I think so.
Or are they gonna just have
I think they're gonna implement it, because like it'd be kind of dumb to say like, oh, Japanese version gets these updates, but you guys either have to wait or not getting them in general. That'd be kind of weird. So I'm guessing that's probably what they're gonna do, and I think that's gonna help out big time for this stuff. And yeah, I think it's exciting, and I like the fact that that more and more Atlas games are being recognized and coming out on Steam. I think the sale of Persona 4 Golden really helped that out. Obviously, Persona 5 Strikers.
Or in general, coming out actual to like other systems.
Exactly, yeah. And Steam, and with Nocturne coming out on Steam, that's a huge bonus. So I'm more than likely going to be getting this version of the game, the Steam version of the game, just for convenience sake. So that's going to be really nice. All right, the next bit of news we're going to be talking about is Doom Eternal: Ancient Gods Part 2 DLC. Came out 5 days ago. This was a piece of DLC that I was looking forward to a lot for Doom Eternal, because Doom Eternal, as you guys know, is a fantastic game. Just the base game alone is just amazing, and the Ancient Gods DLC is just it's just continuing that perfect game that we for Doom Eternal. Like it's not a DLC that's like, it's like, oh man, this detracts so much from the base game. It's a nice slice of more Doom Eternal that just gives you more content, really. And the fact that part 2 is coming out for it, I'm really excited for. I don't know if this is going to be like a trilogy for this, or like there's going to be like a part 3 or whatever. I haven't fully beaten. I'm actually really close to beating part 1, Ancient Gods. And so far from what I've played for Ancient Gods, I really enjoyed it. So I'm just glad that we get to see more of this game. So can't wait to get my hands on it. It's already out. In case you guys know, it came out on March 20th. So be sure to get your hands on that DLC right now, in case you guys haven't played it. Next bit of news we're going to be talking about is Sony jointly acquiring EVO along with RTS. This is a huge bit of EVO news because if you guys remember from last year, there's a lot of misconduct that happened within EVO that heavily violated their guidelines and their code of conduct. And because of that, they wanted to restructure what EVO was all about. And through this restructuring, Sony kind of swooped in and acquired EVO. So they don't fully acquire it. They're joint acquiring EVO. And it's a big deal because now that Sony's kind of like in the mix, now we have to wonder how is Xbox and Nintendo going to be putting into the mix. Like, is it gonna be like, oh no, we can't have Smash Brothers, or does Nintendo not want that in at all? Like,
it's gonna be tough to see how they're gonna set everything up, or are they gonna get put aside? Is it maybe like the 4th day, I think, or second day? I'm not sure. Like, they're not gonna be main events. Or are they gonna be put aside? We don't know.
And on top of that, like, it's kind of hard to tell, like, because EVO is still doing their online tournament. Like, they're not gonna be hosting like a main event at all this year either. So is this gonna be like another online thing they're gonna do? How is this going to work? We don't know. It's all up to the future for now. We just know, and it feels like. And from what I've seen so far, it does feel like EVO is, for the most part, is going to still retain its original structure that they've been doing for years.
Hopefully they stay how they are.
Yeah.
They don't have to switch anything.
They don't have to switch up anything.
Sony just keeps in charge of when bad things happen.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how things go, and just hope that EVO turns out well this year, unlike what happened last year.
Yep.
And next and last bit of video game news that we're going to be talking about is Terry Bogard got a trailer for King of Fighters 15. We've been keeping up with all the character trailers so far for King of Fighters. So you know what? Why not do our boy justice?
There's a ton of characters, so that's why they appear.
Yeah, I mean,
we could do it for other games, but there's not a lot.
This is gonna be our game.
Well, to me, I'm not the big fan of the game in general. I hardly know these characters. It's more like RWBY and Omar.
Yeah.
I was like, I barely know some of these characters. So
but Terry Bogard though, we know him, right?
Yes.
He's our boy. Are you okay?
Yep.
He finally got a trailer. I think this is kind of this is very much a trend with all these characters, that they're going with their original design, because we know that Andy got a design overhaul. He's got his old gi back. Yuri also, she has her original hair length back from pre KOF 13 and stuff. So And hey, same goes with Terry as well. Terry still got his signature hat, his ripped jacket, all that stuff. It's still Terry Bogard
From Smash?
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, for Smash, yeah. In a sense, I guess you could say that because yeah, Terry hadn't had his actual look since KOF 13. Because 14, he had like a different like rolled up sleeve design, which was really cool to see. But we like our boy the way he is. So, and with that, Team Fatal Fury is fully assembled. You know, with Joe, Andy, and our boy Terry. So, really happy to see him. I mean, obviously he was going to come back, but hey, now it's fully confirmed, and we got to see his actual design. So that was really cool.
So from all the teams, they're all similar to the old one, or are they all
so
new?
far? I mean, like the ones that are actually really different is mainly the hero team and the three stone team. Because the thing is that Kyo was originally part of Team Japan, which was him, Benimaru, and Daimon. Mm-hmm. But now Benimaru is still part of the hero team, but the hero team is actually not Kyo. It's Shune. And with Kyo is part of the three sacred treasure team, which is him, Iori, and Chizuru.
Okay.
So the three sacred treasure team is a thing, but it's mostly like an unlockable team. Like it's not like a team that's like present like from here forth. Okay, these are the three characters. You know, they're their official team. No, it's mostly like an unofficial team that you just kind of get to pick in like arcade mode and stuff from like KOF 98 through like 03. Because again, like Chizuru herself wasn't playable in a KOF game since like for almost like 20 years, pretty much since like 03, you know. So this is like the very first time in a long while where we get to actually play as her. So this is really cool because again, we get to have that. But the only team so far I feel that's like fully formed so far is of course Team Fatal Fury. That hasn't changed at all.
Okay.
That's still from the OG team that we've always known.
Cool.
Yep. All right, and so we move away from the news, and we're actually going to be talking about a movie that we've seen. It's not an anime movie, and it's not a video game thing, but we've talked about non-anime video game stuff before, and this one's really close to our hearts that me and David have both seen. We're going to be talking about the Justice League Snyder Cut that just dropped on HBO Max a couple days ago.
Yup.
And man, oh man, so a little bit of background. I have not seen the original cut of Justice League. I know a lot about it. I've seen reviews, I've seen clips, but I haven't seen the movie itself. So this is my very first time watching the Justice League movie, I guess, as it's originally intended.
That's good.
And I guess David's background is that he has seen the original, so he can provide a lot of insight as to kind of what this movie is about. Now, before we begin, I just want to, of course, mention that this is a spoiler. We're going to be talking about spoilers a bit. So if you guys don't want to see any of that before you guys watch it, you guys are feel free to peace out from the video.
Don't forget to subscribe and like.
Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video on your way out. Okay, comment if you guys like our stuff.
Yeah.
But from here on, we're gonna talk about spoilers for this movie.
Yep.
So, I really enjoy this movie a lot. It's not a perfect movie. It's not a perfect 10 out of 10 movie. It's not like Infinity War, you know, the Avengers Infinity War for me. But this was a solid movie. Apparently, from what I've seen from a lot of people, the same cannot be said about the original Justice League movie. And I can definitely say that this is very solid all around.
To me, I think the chemistry for the heroes themselves weren't 100%. Like that.
With the original or the Snyder cut?
Well, in general. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just saying from in general.
Okay, yeah.
Standing point. Like I know, the theatric one, they try to make them like
buddy, right?
Buddy kind of thing, but it didn't feel connected. Because the reason why this movie could have done even better is having the superheroes have their own films. And I get it. People are like, oh, I already seen a Batman movie over and over, or I've
Right.
seen Superman over and over. You know their stories over and over, but it's a different take on the story itself. I know, you already heard of Batman's parents dying,
Yeah.
but you get to see it in their style, in their way, so that's what makes it more intriguing, because they're not the same characters. You don't see Christian Bale's and what's the other guy's name? The other Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Or
George Clooney.
Or
Been,
the rest of the Batman.
yeah, all the other ones.
They're not the same. Even though they have a similar history, they're not the same Batmans.
No, and the Snyder take on Batman is quite different. I mean, very different, compared to, what we're used to, especially with Batman v Superman. But yeah, this one, like, it's so funny because, like, the runtime is 4 hours long. It's a very, very long movie. It's one of the longest movies I think I've ever seen. So it's a good thing that this came out on HBO Max, because otherwise that would have been something else. But despite that, I personally didn't really feel the runtime as much, because I was invested in the story.
It was really intriguing. Yeah. It was really intriguing. It kept. There was no drags.
No.
There was probably one or two drags, but they weren't too hard. It kept going. I like the whole part 1, part 2 kind of thing.
Yeah, it's divided by chapters, because I don't think the original had chapters, right?
Oh no, it's
okay.
2 hours. It was a 2-hour film.
Oh yeah, it was like 2 hours. Wow, that's crazy.
And that's the thing. The whole film was chopped up in a way, chopped up and added scenes.
Oh yeah. Because I saw a couple comparisons and stuff that didn't exist in the Snyder cut, but like was in the Joss Whedon version.
Oh, good thing they took out the whole, that scene where Superman hits Batman and he lands like he hits the police car.
Oh,
says,
yeah. Because Batman wasn't even in that fight at all.
No, he was. He smacks. Is because he finds out. He's like, oh, it's Batman.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh
scene?
yeah, because he was like he was using his laser vision against like Batman's gauntlets.
No,
and stuff.
that wasn't there in the original one.
Oh, it wasn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
So he tosses him to the car, and then he tries to get up, and he's like, oh, I do bleed.
Oh my god.
But that was from,
That was a Joss Whedon version. Oh, thank God.
So that did not exist on this one.
Yeah.
Good thing. But that was, what other scene? CGI, some scenes were pretty bad, I think.
Oh, in the Snyder cut?
Yeah, well, in general.
In general, okay. I gotta ask. I'm sorry if I gotta ask, because I'm like, I don't know like which one's from which.
What do you think about the CGI itself?
It felt it didn't feel like it was from this current year. It definitely felt like it came more from like 10-15 years ago.
Okay.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. There is like certain charms to like old CGI and like how they're handled. But you can definitely tell that this one wasn't like fully up to snuff. This wasn't like fully up to like, wasn't fully there, at least for me.
I feel like the only character that didn't get like a spotlight as much was Aquaman.
Yeah. Aquaman. Aquaman definitely felt like he could have benefited from more screen time, even in this 4-hour run. Cause
he was hardly like, I guess the story with him and stuff wasn't like too like. He was kind of pushed aside compared to everyone else.
Yeah,
everyone had a development in a way.
It works, and to me, I feel like it works in a sense because like out of everybody's like with their origins and stuff, like Cyborg obviously he hated like his he had conflict with his inner self because of the fact he got his old life has been taken away from him. But with Aquaman, like he really did not like his Atlantean side.
Yeah, because he was half.
Yeah, he was a half Atlantean, half human. But he really didn't like his Atlantean half, so I can see why they didn't focus on him. I was honestly surprised that Willem Dafoe was in this movie. I didn't know he was in this movie. or J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, but they were cool when they appeared, right?
Yeah, they were. Martian Manhunter. That I did not expect that at all.
He was never in the other one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was crazy when I first saw him. I was like, Martian Manhunter? What are you doing here?
Again, I didn't see the original, so I don't know entirely as to which one's which.
I found it really strange. Like, he appeared, but he didn't come out in battle? Really?
No, I guess he didn't.
It was like, he kind of helped it for like a second, I guess, so he could get Lois.
You get Lois to Superman, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that was it for him until the very end of the movie. Is like, oh, I'm here.
I'm just glad that they kept the scene where Aquaman says, "My man." Yeah, I was like, are they gonna say it? Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, in the original one, he was more hype kind of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's when My Man came out. He was more open there.
Oh, okay.
There was a weird scene too. I don't remember the film right, but there was a scene where I guess the whole squad comes in and the butler, what's his name?
Alfred
greets them like it feels like the first time, and I feel like, wait, what? Why is he
yeah. Because he was confused. He was like, oh shoot, why are there so many people?
Yeah. I was like, wait, didn't you meet him when they were in the cave?
I'm not sure. Like, I don't remember.
That was like the most weirdest thing. This was like towards almost the end.
Yeah, this was almost towards the end,
and then it makes it feel like he barely, like, oh look, I'm barely noticing you guys.
Oh yeah, what did you think of the epilogue with the ruined world and everything, and Joker?
Oh, the other world?
Yeah.
It was I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, the epilogue was like half an hour long.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know what to think about that. I guess he was setting it up for like two different films. Like, either it's gonna be the other world,
like, I think they were gonna set up for an Injustice movie.
That, or the second Justice League film where they fight Darkseid, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So it was either those two things.
I heard that the main bad guy, Steppenwolf, he didn't have like any background or anything at all in the original.
Yeah.
Like, he was just kind of generic bad guy.
Yeah, so he was really entertaining in this one. He had his motives and all that stuff. He was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him. This film.
Yeah. Like, he was really, like, he felt developed in this movie, like very, very much so.
The edit to him he looks way better compared to the humanoid looking like person.
Oh wait, he had a different design in the original?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay,
no.
yeah. He did. It looked weird.
I just remember from the original.
Other than Superman's mustache.
Oh, they don't have that here, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's because that was added.
Oh, they added, okay.
No, this was when they added the other scenes.
Yeah, because he had a mustache because he was filming Mission Impossible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here he has no CGI mustache.
Thank God.
But yeah, like I love DC, but I don't know what's gonna happen after this, man.
It's so weird
because I know that they're gonna, like, after this they weren't gonna continue the universe itself.
No.
And that's what's sad. Like this universe had potential, but they try to catch up to Marvel, and they shouldn't have done that. They should have went episode by episode. I feel like
with this movie, like with the Snyder cut, it actually makes a lot more sense with what they were trying to go for. But it just sucks that because of the fact that this universe is no longer here anymore. This movie came out 4 years late now.
Yeah,
and
this
it's
was by the fans.
Yeah.
This is the only reason why.
why it
Yeah.
exists. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what are your thoughts and opinions on the 4:3 aspect ratio? Because it's not like a regular like
I
widescreen.
felt like I was watching an old TV.
Yeah.
Felt weird.
I heard that the reason why is because this movie was supposed to be in IMAX.
Oh, okay.
So they wanted to have that 4:3 aspect ratio. That's what they wanted.
That was funny.
So that's
Maybe
cool
that's why
though.
the CGI was wonky. Well, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just a decision.
But imagine
that
though a 4-hour movie in IMAX. Oh my god, your
Jeez.
eyes would probably melt.
Nah, I don't think the movie even would have worked in the theater.
How long it is?
Yeah, no. don't
I mean,
think-
remember when Infinity War came out? That one was like 3 hours long.
was it?
Yeah, like that. Well, Endgame I think was 3 hours long.
Yeah,
It was a long movie.
But I think 4 hours is too much
Yeah.
for a regular.
Oh
viewer.
yeah, for sure. Like and it sucks too because like with because you'd have to also manage showtimes too. Like
Yeah.
how are you gonna be like, okay, first showtime is at 8
It's
is
like
at 8 a.m.
Like three showings and then they're done.
Yeah. that's like a whole like half like a 4-hour work shift right there. There you go. You're watching this one movie.
And I don't think the movie itself would even work for like a part 1 part 2 kind of thing, because
Yeah.
it was the beginning part was a setup, and then the end off is pretty much the rest of the movie itself, you know.
Yeah, and I think another possibility that they were trying to go for was also turn this into like a mini series. So it'd be like
that would
part
help a lot,
like
too.
episode 1, 2, 3, and 4 kind of thing. So
I thought they were gonna go like that,
yeah.
but I guess not. They're like, you know what, we'll just set it off as a movie.
Yep. Here you go. Here's the Snyder cut. Enjoy, folks.
Hopefully this changed the people at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, to kind of like, because I feel like they could definitely go for it, and they don't have to copy Marvel style. They could do their own
Marvel's
thing.
done for a bit, you know. They're not.
Yeah.
They're people aren't like really like super hype right now for
Yeah,
a Marvel film.
where are you gonna go after Endgame?
Yeah.
That movie was just like bam. Like I know we got Spider-Man. What was it? Far From Home.
Mhm.
But that one worked more like an epilogue movie more than anything.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I think DC has a chance right now since Marvel is not big right now.
Yeah, they're not going all cylinders or anything. So
Yeah.
but yeah, that was our thoughts on Justice League Snyder Cut. Do you want to
Go with your rating and then I'll put my
go for
at the
rating?
end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I give this a solid 7.5. I think it was a really solid movie. It was able to establish all its characters, and again, like with the length, I don't think of it as a bad thing because it gives it enough time to establish its characters and everything. That's my rating, and I think the only time I felt that time was after it was over. After it was over, I'm like, oh man, 4 hours did go by, and I thought it was a solid movie. I think it would have definitely been a much different experience if this was the version that we got. But hey, you know, by all means, it wouldn't have worked. But hey, at least we have it now. David,
Yeah. For me, I give it an 8.
nice.
An 8. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully, like I said before, hopefully they get more people to get to these movies if they get them to like the films.
Yeah.
You know, we need more people to enjoy the movies.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, get the word out. You know, hey, this movie's doing well, because it is doing well. You know, it was a disaster.
Oh yeah,
and,
with the
and
original.
now it's a great film.
Mm-hmm.
It's long, but it's a great film, and hopefully they learn from their lessons where they have to first show, you know, the origins on some characters, you know,
Right.
not just tossing us to the wolves and see what happens, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that's hopefully there's. I thought we were gonna get a Deathstroke movie.
Oh,
too.
that was really cool.
Yeah, when he appeared, I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing here, William?"
And I'm gonna guess he wasn't in the original.
Do I remember that? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. I can't remember.
All right.
But yeah.
Yeah, but hey, then that ends off this week's episode of the Anime Squad podcast. If you guys stuck around for this long, don't forget to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe if you guys want to see more stuff like this. And with that being said, my name is Robbie.
And this is David.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.